Long Ball Street, all up in your motherfucking ass. What? I was trying to think of new ways to start the podcast. Matt, we discussed this, didn't we? And that's the way I think.
That's
all
not
up in your motherfucking ass.
That's not what we discussed, though, is it?
No, we said something about cum. Should we start from the beginning?
I don't know if I can go on after that. I feel sexually abused.
This is peak podcasting.
Peak podcasting.
Yeah, so obviously we think, and we agree that we had the most boring intro of any podcast ever. Hello and welcome to the Long Ball Street podcast.
Yeah, it's like, what is
dull
this?
as shit.
What is it, the 9 o'clock news in 1993?
And we are not dull people. We're exciting, people. Dynamic.
We have tattoos.
Metrosexuals.
Metrosexuals.
Yep. Open to everything and anything at any time. Men. Women. Old. Young. Doesn't matter. So what was you thinking? Come in your ears.
I think that I like an MMA podcast, right? Called the MMA Hour.
Yeah.
And I like it. It's good. The intros are made, really nice pace to it, a bit of energy, and it's like, this is the MMA Hour back in your life. And I always feel a little bit of a tingle because I'm like, yeah, I'm fucking gonna enjoy this.
You was waiting for it.
I was waiting for it. And
well, doesn't mine work as well then, Matt? The Long Ball Street back up in your motherfucking ass.
It's good, but I was thinking, right, what can we have that explains to people? Because you don't actually take the podcast in the ass, do you? So factually, it's incorrect.
No, fair play. Yeah.
But it does come in your face.
Well, and your ears.
Well, that's what I mean. Your eyes and your ears. I mean, your ears, your face. It's more of a head thing, isn't it? Really?
I suppose, but
so
it
in
is
your
a podcast
head,
rather than a video. We happen to video the podcast.
Yeah, but it's both. So what I'm saying is, rather than going, this is just a podcast, or this is just a video and like looking in a camera.
Like I'm saying, at the moment, if anyone's watching, we're coming in your face.
Yeah. If you're listening, are we still coming in your face, or are we just coming in your head?
You're coming in your ears. Yeah. So it depends what you're doing.
Which is like the Peter K. Charlie FM thing. So we could say, the Long Ball Street podcast, come in your face and a bit in your ears, and it might even go in your hair.
Yeah, I like that. It's catchy.
But so okay, let's just pretend it's that and let's see if it works.
All right,
go on.
It's Long Ball Street podcast, coming in your face,
coming in your ears,
and a bit in your ears, and on your hair as a bit.
And neck.
Some on your neck, dribbling. It's just we're not talking about actual semen though, are we? We're just talking about sound.
Right, but is this something that people can maybe help us with and just say, look, what would be is it all right to say coming in your motherfucking ass? Is it better to say coming in your ears, or is it better to say in your face? Because that,
or just in your face.
Yeah.
Long Ball Street in your face once again.
Yeah, in your face like a Renegade Master.
Beat Bob. Damage power to the people, something like
that.
Favourite rap tune as a child?
As a child?
As a young man growing up.
Fuck. It's impossible to say, but I really used to like... do
you know what mine is? Just why you
Go on, you do it.
Do you know Dr. Dre's 2001? Pause for porno?
Why has everything got to be fucking sexual? What's the matter with you?
Do you know what I'm talking about though? It's not even a song, it's a skit where you can hear people having sex. Right. That's my favourite rap.
Well, there was the NWA stuff had some tunes like that that were really highly inappropriate. Where there was like having sex with one girl in a car. Oh shit! I don't know, I'm gonna do it. But there was some like that. I used to NWA Public Enemy. I used to really like Public Enemy. Shut 'Em Down was always one of my. I like Nike, but wait a minute. The hood's supposed to put some money in it. I used to know a lot of the. It used to be some amazing, powerful lyrics. Chuck D was actually a friend of the Ball Street Nation.
Yeah.
He's a. I used to love Public Enemy, but Ice Cube had some good ones like. What is the one? I got a bleep from Kim, and she can fuck all night. Call up the homies and asking you all. Which park are we all playing basketball? You know that fucking Good Day. Do you know that one?
Yes, I do know it. I know. Well, one of my favourite ones as well is Ain't No Fun.
If the homies can't have none.
Yeah, it's a little bit misogynistic.
It is.
Do you ever struggle with that a little bit? Because I'm not a misogynist. I have been accused of that before, but I promise you I'm not. And I do listen to rap music more than any other brand of music or genre. And it's, when I listen to it, it is a bit misogynistic, homophobic.
Yeah, well, it is, isn't it? But do I put no? I mean, I'm able to separate. You know, I'm
art from
I could play Grand Theft Auto and not Joyride or you know, go on.
No, fair play.
Killing sprees. But I did used to love hip hop, and I used to like Far Side. Black Sheep actually one of the most underrated, because there was a whole West Coast was a bit more sort of gangster rap where it was more misogynistic and more kind of violent. East Coast rap was a little bit more creative, intelligent. So it was kind of from people like Black Sheep, I guess Tribe Called Quest, and people like that. So there's kind of a bit of an East Coast and West Coast thing for quite a long time.
I like Tribe Called Quest a lot. They've released a new album.
I know, yeah.
I haven't listened
but
to it yet.
he was one of the best.
So on this week's podcast,
do you like grime?
Less than I like rap. I can appreciate what the movement from the underground into popular culture has been incredible, especially with what Boy Better Know.
But the London, I remember, what was it? The London Posse was like maybe one of like London's rap acts, and it just sounded so shit back in them days. It didn't really have an identity.
They were rapping in English London accents as well, which was. Can you imagine doing that then?
Yeah.
I mean, the fad would have been to...
Well, no, I think they tried to sort of sound a bit of American. It didn't have an identity, whereas now it's kind of like... I think grime, for me, has a strong identity, has a strong language. That urban London kind of language has really come out, and it's so talented, man. The UK music is amazing now. I love grime.
Yeah.
I like Grime Daily.
Grime, the website?
Well...
The YouTube channel.
Yeah, the brand, yeah. Podcast as well, I think. They're good. Anyway, this has come from nowhere. It's not on the sheet, is it?
No, but that's what we do. Natural
what we
podcasters.
do, innit? That should be the Long Ball Street, coming in your face. It's what we do, in it.
It is coming in your face then, isn't it?
We'll try. We'll see what people say. People can let us know about
anything you suggest. We'll try out anything. More or less, as long as it isn't inciting racial hatred. Not that.
Yeah.
But anything other than things that incite racial hatred, I will read out. People can clip that, can't they, and put it on the internet? I don't know. I'm not famous enough for it to be a problem.
No. So what day is it today?
Today,
because this is coming. We've pre-recorded this a little bit.
Yeah, we have, because obviously we need to put stuff out when the office isn't open over Christmas. Everyone's had a well-earned break, so it'll be the Thursday before New Year's. That's the day.
So we've done this a little bit earlier, and this show is essentially about. We're going to have a little bit of a wrap of the year, with the year that's gone. Mm-hmm. And it's always a bit of a time to reflect, isn't it, on what's happened, how things have gone, and then look ahead to the future and what's happening. So we're going to do a bit of that.
One of the best years of my life.
Oh.
And a lot of that is about Ball Street.
Oh, that's lovely.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, that's lovely, that, Flav. Very touched.
And my missus.
Yeah, she's finally made it a great year for me as well.
Been a bit more open-minded about things. Took a while.
Took a while. She just wouldn't put on the giant bunny costume.
She's easing into things now.
And chase the carrot.
Seriously, great year, and I've enjoyed it. But so lots have happened. We're going to go over some stuff, and we're going to do a little awards, Long Ball Street Awards ceremony around the YouTube.
Ceremony's strong.
Yeah, we're going to read stuff out on the podcast.
We're just going to give out our view on some of the best and worst moments of the year from a YouTube and a football-y kind of Ball Street-y perspective.
In the world that we work in. But before that, we're going to kind of a quick run through, maybe the next 20 minutes, half an hour, footballing stories that have happened over the year, last year, maybe subject matters and specific issues. Let's quickly start. I think I'm going to be doing most of the talking.
Yeah.
But Before the league started, there was major talk about the level of quality of manager in the league. We had potentially 7 world-class managers in Ronald Koeman, Pep Guardiola, Antonio Conte, Jose Mourinho, Jurgen Klopp. How many is that? Pochettino. I've missed someone big. Arsene Wenger. So huge kind of expectation. Is it going to be the most difficult Premier League in history? And it's turned out to be quite difficult, but probably not. I mean, last year was refreshing because everyone was beating everyone, but Chelsea are kind of running away with it at the moment.
But there's always these periods, and this is why it's anything in life. It's a marathon, not a sprint. It really is. How many years are we a period of games into the season, and someone's going, "This is fucking, it's over," or "We've won it." Like Arsenal's one of them where they lose a couple of games, you'd think that it's the end of the world. every year it seems that he's that Wenger out, and then after a little while longer, actually Arsenal are back in the title race, and Chelsea, who looked like they'd run away with it, have dropped off, or City. It's always like that. So it's kind of, sometimes slow and steady wins the race.
True.
It's
although
too early to judge.
I'm going to throw some stats at you.
Go on, throw them.
Any team that's reached 40 points after 16 games has always gone on to win the league. Chelsea have done it. They're now on 43 after 17, so that's quite telling. They've won 9 in a row. 11 in a row. Last time they won 11 in a row, they won the league. What was that one, Craig?
But what's happened in the past doesn't necessarily mean these things are going to happen in the future.
No, but they're in the case.
Yeah, well they are, and Chelsea are doing well. They seem to be fairly settled, don't they?
Yeah,
they seem to have an identity, which is a good thing. He seems to know his best team. But you're talking about us having these managers, right? These great managers, world class. I don't know if some of them you could say are world class.
Probably not Koeman.
Is Pochettino world class? Has he proved it on a world level?
No.
No,
he hasn't. So you probably say Conte maybe done it World Cup.
But even so, there's times when we've had people that you'd consider world. We've had the Capellos and stuff, or Gus Hiddink and stuff like that in the league. Only one team can win the bloody league. Do you know only one team can. So just because you've got a world-class manager, just because you've spent a load of money, just because you've paid 50 quid to go and watch your team play or something like that, doesn't mean that you should get success.
Do you know what it is?
So that's something you earn. So I think that sometimes it's a bit stupid in that people's expectations, because it's almost like, well, because we've got Mourinho, because we bought Zlatan, because we've done this, then we should win the league. Arsenal fans are sitting there going, we haven't won the league for ages. We've got this stadium. We paid this amount of money. We should win the league. Chelsea are going, well, we should. Everyone kind of thinks that they should win it, and if they don't, they've failed.
Do you know what it is?
But there's 20 teams and only one can win it.
Do you know what it is, Matt? Right? There's something you can't see that's important, and it's like a chemistry or an ingredient, and you don't know where it is, and you only know that ingredient exists in your club when you're winning trophies. So Pep Guardiola, look at what's happened at the Man City. I'll explain because it's a bit confusing. Man City, right? They've got all the money in the world. They've got Pep Guardiola. They've got one of the world's best strikers in Aguero. Great squad. Everything on paper says that they really should be winning this league at a canter. Even at Man United, you might say the same thing. These two should be kind of really neck and neck going for it. But there's something missing in that dynamic. Something is part of the chemistry that makes up success.
It is
missing.
chemistry.
Yeah.
All things essentially are chemical on what happens. It's the blend, isn't it? And that's why teams like Leicester or teams like Portugal or Greece way back when have been able to play beyond what seems to be the limits of their abilities and have reached beyond it to do great things. And that's because football's not about individuals. It's a fucking team game. So you could get the world's best individuals and go, it's not maths. Football isn't maths. You don't go, that plus that plus that equals a fucking win. Because these people are human beings, and what happens in their lives, what happens between them as people, is what ultimately will impact on how they function as a collective, and therefore the results that they'll get. And that's why the thing that's so important is the manager. The thing that's so important as well is the culture of the whole football club.
The intangibles.
Yeah, the intangibles. Like it's holistic. All these things are important, right? But that's what we've always been gutted about from an England point of view. Is we seem to get this patsy manager that's going to not quite got the personality or to cultivate and to connect with the ingredient, with the players, and get them to strive to do something that's beyond their seeming kind of limits, or to at least reach those expectations. So we want a manager that galvanises and gets the most out of us.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's something that's definitely been missing with England. And we might as well talk about Big Sam.
But just with the Pep thing, just because you've got Pep and you've got these things, it still takes time to find the right balance, and
to find that thing.
To get the chemical balance right.
Well, like if you're making a pie at home, and it doesn't matter if you buy all the best ingredients, if one of those things are off, or there's something that's sour about a certain part of it,
the timing's wrong,
it's fucked. So there's so many different elements to that, and the more you do it, the better you become, the more natural it is. But you move into a new kitchen where you're not used to the heats of the certain cookers or the pans you're using, then it takes time to get there. And same thing with Guardiola.
Are you hungry now?
I had a cheese and chip toasty. I don't know if we should promote this. Listen, man.
Cheese and chip toasty.
There's this place called the Melt Room.
Where?
Oh, my mouth just filled up with saliva then. Like half hour away.
Half hour? You went a half an hour to go to the
I
Melt Room?
delivered.
I did deliver.
Yeah.
Oh my God, you have
That's why I
changed.
texted you. You want a cheese?
Yeah, I thought that. I was like, I'm just going to...
Where did that come from?
Yeah, weird.
Yeah, so, chip, cheese, toasty. Anyway, look,
Go on, you were going to say... Pep Guardiola, I just said, yeah.
That's why it takes it time. That's why it takes time. It's kind of, he's not used to the kitchen he's in. He's going to make up a nice meal and an award-winning or championship-winning team, but it takes time. I think the same thing with England as well. And I think part of the problem is you need all these components, but England has such a kind of poisonous press and punditry around England. Yeah. Not all of them, not all pundits, I'm not saying that, but I'm saying that the go-to position for most journalists when talking about England is, is to just jump on them the minute they start doing shit. And that must make that job even more difficult. And add to that the fact that they're picking average managers.
And add to that what we know about the FA and the fact that they don't get it either.
Yeah.
There's a whole...
Yeah, exactly.
There's a whole load of reasons, but that chemical balance, there's no right... I hate this entitlement, because there's Man United fans that grew up winning everything, right? And I remember that era when United were winning every single thing. And these people you see them now, they're defensive, they're in denial. I bet there's loads of them that have just turned their back on it anymore now. All these people that their whole identity was going to the pub on a fucking Saturday or a Sunday, watching United on the telly, taking great delight in winning these trophies, etc. I bet a lot of these people now aren't interested because they're not winning. And I think there's definitely an Arsenal selection of Arsenal fans who grew up winning.
Yeah.
And therefore they're kind of a little bit, hang on a minute, what the fuck's going on? There's you even see it with teams that were in that were maybe good for a long time and competitive and have fallen off, like Leeds, for example, who were in the Premier League. It was all great, and there's obviously a lot of people stuck with them and they're real supporters of that, but there's a lot of people that have now, well, I'm not going to make that trip up to Ellen Road now because we're not in Europe, we're not doing these kind of things. So, but some of them that had it really good, like United, like Arsenal, like Liverpool before that, I think that they get a sense of entitlement where they then get so used to winning that they expect to win, and then when they don't win they get a little bit pissed off. But 20 teams, only one can win that league.
True.
That just because it don't mean it's a failure or the manager's a dickhead. You know what I mean?
Generally an amalgamation of all those things. Pardew's been sacked as well. Palace.
Yeah, I heard that.
It's not surprising, is it? So, obviously we've talked about West Ham leaving Upton Park before, and West Ham fans are tiny kind of at this position now where they have to get on with it. And I spoke to Nicky from West Ham Fan TV, a part of the Bull Street Network, and he's kind of reached a position where he's like, well, what else can I do but just wait and see if this situation resolves itself, if the Olympic Stadium starts to feel like home. And it's such a difficult and unfortunate position to be in where you're having to wait and see that your club is...
I know. I mean, look, it's a lot of clubs have changed stadiums and moved for different reasons. Some because they've kind of had to. What you're hearing about Coventry having to go and share somewhere, and that lot's the other end of their spectrum.
The Sisu stuff.
And it's horrible. And I guess West Ham have got their reasons for what they're doing. But any transition in life, be that organisational change, be that moving house like I did the other week, it's difficult, and it's a process, and some people do that really well and some people not so well, and some people that are planning it can get it right and can get it wrong, and it seems that West Ham have gone through a West Ham, the old West Ham, the West Ham that I grew up admiring from afar and loving the culture of that club and the atmosphere that they'd create and the football that they'd try and play. It doesn't feel, what we're seeing doesn't seem to be in line with that identity.
Absolutely.
And sometimes when you're in the midst of that change, you can't really understand it, it don't feel right, but maybe it'll balance itself out in time, But
I think that's one of the things. Like, obviously Spurs and West Ham are rivals, but it's not difficult for me to say that I feel sorry for them. I I hate the fact that football fans have to go through this. And but what would you do? Like, I'm putting this on you now, but what would you do if you how do Brady, Sullivan and Gold, how do they fix this situation? How do they admit that obviously this is a problem? Is it that their egos won't let them come out and say, we know we've done some things that are incorrect? If you was the chairman,
well, I mean, it's tough, isn't it? Because do they care? Yeah. Do they care? I suspect a lot of the time that people that run football clubs, they're running a business. Even those that are fans of that club or suggest that they're not, they're running a business, right? And they're probably governed by financial goals, ultimately. Of course. So what West Ham might be doing, because I think that when the Sullivan, that group, they were in charge of Birmingham City, right? Yeah. And I think when they got West Ham, probably it was quite cheaply. Yeah. And what they've probably done is by getting them towards the top of the Premier League, getting them into Europe, getting them a little bit noticed at this time, moving into a better stadium, I would expect that as foreign investment, let's look at the trend, how many football clubs have become owned by foreigners, be that Americans, be that people from Asia or the kind of Arab world. It wouldn't surprise me if their goals, given that they're all business people, their goals isn't for Nicky from West Ham Fan TV or from Bob, who's been in the area for how many years, to be happy. Their goal is to buy an asset, to make money out of that and sell it on for a multiple of X, Y or Z, So ultimately I would probably suspect that their goal is to sell that to someone from China, some nation where there's lots of money going into it, some American company, and to sell it for a load of cash. So
don't expect things to change.
All I'm saying is, are they going to come out? You've got to look at what they're actually trying to achieve and what their goals are, So I'm not sure that their goals are for West Ham fan base to be happy. I think that the big mistake that they make, or what the mistake in thinking what they're motivated by, is to think that they give a fuck about that. I don't think they do. So if I were them, what I would be trying to do, or if I was in charge of West Ham, I would be wanting to connect with that fan base. And in terms of to do that, I think that you've probably got to come out and say, we've made mistakes. We live in a world now where actually we don't mind people saying they got it wrong. For a long time people wouldn't admit that. Fucking idiots. But we live in a world now, we don't mind people saying that they're wrong. We can accept that, we can forgive. Look at all the things that have been forgiven, the crimes that people have committed, the mistakes that people were. A forgiving country, the world just moves on, right? We forget about things really quickly. We'll talk about Muhammad Ali a bit later, but Muhammad Ali dies and we're all like, fuck man, how did it for a weekend, we're looking at videos of doing that, and then do you know what, we fucking move on fast. So we can get over things, right? But probably the thing that we can't forgive, the thing that we don't like, is when someone's actually trying to stitch us up or really pull the wool over our eyes.
Absolutely.
Someone's been dishonest with us. I think that's what we don't like. I think that what West Ham should do is, or what the board should do, is actually say, you know what, guys, we've fucked up. We really have. We've been moving. It's fucking quite a challenge to move from here to there. But here's what we're going to do to make it right. Here's this questionnaire. Here's this way for you to kind of have a feedback. We're going to have this consultation where we want to hear the worst of it, and then we're going to organise around these themes and really try and give you back this sense of the club.
It's communication, isn't it? I think it's such an easy thing to have some communication with the fans. And I know West Ham Fan TV have had run-ins with the club, serious run-ins. Actual, sometimes kind of alarming conversations between the two, and but if you just, one of them just opens up, like someone from West Ham said, you know what, let's just sit down for an hour, just so you know, and these are the restrictions, these are the pressures we've got from the local council, these are the rules we have to, this is why we're telling you to sit down, this is why we're telling you to sit down, and then maybe a level understand, but it's just kind of like this they're being blackballed almost. I don't know. It is a shame, and there will be some resolution, whether that be the fans kind of just acquiesce and
You got like a hair over one of your eyes. Is that right? There we go. Looks a bit weird. Yeah, it's a tough one. There's no right answer, but let's not. It's down to their motives, mate. I think there's a lot of football clubs that ultimately don't care. They just they don't want fans to have a say. They don't want fans to create audiences like West Ham Fan T have got and use that mouthpiece. They want fans to turn up to the shop, buy the home kit when it's released. They want to buy the season tickets early to take up the early bird offer. If they get a cup tie, they want them to go. They want West Ham. They want their fan base to do everything they want them to do, but they don't want them to think for themselves. And this really is a microcosm of society. They don't want the masses to be thinking. They want the masses to be obsessed with things like Christmas. They don't want people to be educated about how to make money work for them in life. They want people to go and do a job and pay 50% of their tax to the government. And they don't want people to ask questions. They don't want that. They just want us to do what we're supposed to do as the masses, so that the people that are in control can continue to do what they want.
The irony here is that obviously sport is supposed to be kind of like the opium of the masses, to distract you from the bigger picture.
Yeah.
And obviously that's fine, but then when the sport's fucking you as well, you kind of deep.
Yeah, it's a deep subject. And
see what a more uplifting subject. Bournemouth. So it came out last week. Some information. It was there already, but just people's talking about it. In 2008, Bournemouth were 91st of 92 teams in all of England in the league, placing second from bottom in the League Two.
Yeah,
incredible rise from where they are now, which is 9th in the league, second season in the Premier League, I think. Yeah. So I think it's kind of a nod to what Bournemouth have done, and how no matter what advantages you have, like Man City, Tottenham, Arsenal, Man United, all have great advantages over most of these other clubs, certainly Bournemouth. Yeah. That sport to this day, despite all the money, despite all the narratives and storylines pointing fans towards bigger clubs, Sky Sports perpetuating this idea that without Champions League you're nothing, that there's a club the size of Bournemouth that can rise through the echelons and get to be a significant force in the top division. I just think it's a nice thing to recognise.
It is. So Eddie Howe, because he had 2 spells with the club, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
He left there, went to Burnley. The dates, I've no idea.
It was a couple of years ago, 3 years ago maybe. It didn't go well for him up there.
Yeah, and then he came back. So I remember him. I remember we're in the same league as Bournemouth at the first of their. I think just as Howe was finishing, and we actually beat Bournemouth when we got promoted into the Championship. We actually beat Bournemouth in the first leg. In the semi-finals, right? And then we went on and ended up getting promoted. And I didn't really think we'd probably see them again. I thought they were a good side. I didn't think we'd see them again. And then they got promoted. Yeah. And I remember them playing us the season they went up, first game of the season at Huddersfield, pumped us like 4-0 or something. I was like, what Bournemouth doing to us first game of the season? And they just kind of went on this run and got promoted, and you just thought, it's a bit of a fluke thing. Congratulations, nice to them. They're going to do what Barnsley did or Bradford did or one of these small clubs that begin with the letter B that have gone up. They're not going to last long, and they've stuck. They've stuck up there, and they've actually they've always played nice football. I've always found Bournemouth, from their days, like Redknapp played there, didn't he? People like Darren Anderton. Always at Dean Court. They always had good wide men. They always played football the nice way. It's awesome seeing them up. Got a few players like Benny Phoebe, who we had at Town on loan.
Max Gradle. You know Max Gradle.
He used to play for Leeds.
Yeah, so he was on loan at Bournemouth when they were 91st in the league.
Really?
He was on loan there, and now he plays them.
And now he plays for them in the Prem.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That is crazy. Do you know the story about Harry Arter?
No.
So Harry Arter a year ago lost his. Actually, I'm not sure I want to talk about this. Yeah, don't worry.
Okay.
Move on. So it's obviously.
We'll never know.
Well, I'll tell you afterwards. It's probably not a nice conversation to have right now.
I don't want that.
No, fair enough.
But yeah, respect to Bournemouth and
massively.
Yeah. Is there anything more to say apart from respect? Congratulations. It's a nice place to go for an away day.
Yeah. It's only 12,000 this stadium holds as well.
I met and the car park pissed me off. I remember going there and I'm sure there weren't signs in it, and it just looked like it was couldn't find a place to do the old meter. They want a guy on there, and then afterwards, sure enough, parking fine. Which I seem to be literally.
You've had a nightmare with your cars recently, haven't you? Yeah. Have you sold your?
No, it's like.
So I'm not going to talk about that either.
Yeah, I just want it gone. I want it gone, and I'm actually. They're killing drive. I got another one for a bus lane ticket the other day.
Fucking hell. They're killing driving.
They're killing driving. They're taking the fun out of driving, and it's harder to drive when you're. The one that gets me every fucking time is the 50-mile-an-hour things. Last Christmas Day, or maybe the year before that, I got a speeding fine on Christmas Day morning. As the only car on the road. It's like 7 a.m. and I got done in a 50-mile-an-hour thing that I hadn't seen. It was a 50-mile-an-hour.
Doing 110.
Not far off. And I got 6 points for this thing, and it was. But like, I find it harder to go. It's so slow. The 50.
Yeah.
And it don't feel right. That I find it more dangerous. Like I fall asleep if you kind of got that. So anyway, they're taking the fun out of driving.
Craig has written off about 8 cars.
Who
actively stops himself from driving.
Do you still drive, Craig?
No.
Have you driven since the incident?
Yeah.
You have?
Yeah, I've written off a car since.
You've written off a car since?
So that people know. I mean, we won't go into fine detail, but Craig had a really bad car accident when he was younger.
But he doesn't explain it like that, does he?
No, he's so lackadaisical the way he explains it. So I've been with him and I've forced him to tell this story about 8 times.
You forced him to tell it to me?
I think maybe he finds it a bit distressing, which I should... No, he doesn't. But
I love at the end, and you got and you were in hospital, weren't you? You said, yeah, but I was only in hospital for about a day.
Yeah.
And then you're like...
And how long?
How long couldn't you walk for?
9 months. Yeah. But it's just sort of like it's nothing. Which I quite admire. Most people would big that up.
Yeah.
But yeah, he got into 2 more cars, wrote those off,
Is that right?
and now refuses to drive now, which is a good thing because it's not
for your safety out there.
Clearly, driving's not for Craig, is it?
No, it's not.
I had no crashes.
So what we're going to do now is, should we look forward to next year?
Yeah, we were going to talk about Big Sam, but we're not going to, are we?
Fuck Big Sam. Fuck England.
Fuck
Big Sam.
Fuck Big Sam. Fuck.
Yeah, we just fuck him. Just fuck.
Next year.
Yeah, next year.
Hang on. No, what we were gonna say is like that. As well as out of football, the year's been a very interesting year, isn't it? 2016.
Ball Street has.
Well, 2016 in general
it's been crazy. Mad fucking year. And it's not one we'll look back on. Personally, I'll look back on with fondness, but not just societally.
I've found it a full hard year.
Yeah, tough. It's proper tough. Like, cat ran away.
I thought you were trying to... Hang on a minute.
Cat ran away.
I'm pretty sure that you said the other day that you were talking about putting the cat in something, taking it away, and so it didn't know where it was.
It ran away.
Now you're sitting here saying the cat ran away.
Cat ran away into a bag with bricks in. Now it's at the bottom of the Thames.
Flav.
Fuck cats.
What was it? Smidgy?
Smudge. No, he's gone to live in the country.
What have you done to Smudge? Because that got comments. People were...
He's gone to live in the country. He's retired in the countryside.
Is he alright?
He's fine. It's very comfortable. Very comfortable now. No word of a lie, right? I give my cat to my girlfriend. She lives in Wiltshire and loads of open space. And obviously forgetting the cat Smudge is like a town cat. You don't like open space. Like, open space to him is like danger. There's shit out there that can kill him. So he doesn't leave the house. He's got all of these acres and acres of land. These fucking cats, this is what I'm saying. They're dickheads.
Their cats are dickheads.
They're like, this is what you should do to be happy. And they're like, you know what?
Yeah.
Nah. Anyway, the reason I gave her my cat is because I hated it. And her cat ran away 5 months ago. Got the cat. Her cat just disappeared.
Right.
Just decided it was gone.
So you thought that...
Give her a new cat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But cats probably don't... There's obviously a reason why it ran away.
No, I mean she's kind. I hope she's kind to the cat. I mean she might do. She might torture it. I don't know. But I'm not having it back either way. But what I'm saying is that after 5 months, I opened the door. I was having a cigarette out the back. Her cat just walks in. After 5 months.
What?
So now she's got 2 cats.
You're joking?
I swear to God.
Where's he been?
Where's he been for 5 months?
Cats are mental, aren't they?
Yeah. You got a cat yet?
Yeah, last week on the pod, you were telling me to get a cat.
Yeah,
you were saying they're dickheads.
They are. They don't get a cat, but if your missus really wants one, get one.
Dogs are cool.
Yeah, so that's my year wrapped up. About
that's my year wrapped up in that
situation.
Yeah,
eventually resolved.
It was a catalogue of errors.
Yeah, so go on, crack on.
It was catastrophic.
Nice, very nice.
Yeah, that's it. I've got.
You've blown your load now.
Just done. No, but there was. So obviously we've had Brexit.
Yeah.
We've had Trump.
Yeah.
That's been some mad stuff. A lot of deaths.
Fucking shitloads of people dying, like famous people dying. How do you feel about famous people dying though, Matt?
I don't know if more famous people are dying this year, or because we're all now social, because we're now involved in a big conversation, because a lot of these moments now are magnified, whereby you can't have, you know, so people, these disasters, all these invasions, wars, disasters have been going on for years, but maybe people weren't watching the news, you know, they were just watching Coronation Street on whatever. Yeah. So I kind of feel that there's these things are just more prominent than maybe they used to be.
Yeah.
Because if something does that, everyone has got to go, R.I.P. R.I.P. David Bowie.
Quick. Never listened to a Prince track in my life, but yeah, so sad.
Yeah.
I don't. Honestly speaking, and this might upset a few people.
It probably will if you're going to say it.
I don't care
about
people dying that I don't know.
That was a new low for this podcast. That was a new low.
I know how horrible it is.
You don't have to double down on it.
I'm doubling down. I know how horrible it is to lose people. I get it.
Yeah.
But don't ask me to feel something for someone I've never met. And, you know.
Yeah.
You know.
One of my favourite ones. My sister wrote. And he just cracked me up, and I think the way that people do it is interesting. I only do the odd one of them RIPs, and it's only if it's someone, and it's usually someone that probably most people don't know. It's like
or if someone's moved you, I get that.
Yeah,
it's like if Prince has moved you. Yeah, I get it, but he never moved me. I don't like his music. Overrated.
Well, I really like "Sexy Motherfucker" was my favourite Prince. That was a banging tune. He did have some good tunes anyway.
Yeah, I'm sure he did, but it just didn't tickle my
which is fine. But I saw my sister's Facebook one, and it was like David Bowie. R.I.P. David Bowie. Great recording artist. It just cracked me up. Like my sister, who it's never been musical. I'm not like she's like, what are you doing? Because I'm just off to the fucking gig.
Yeah.
Oh, check out this new tune I've got.
Yeah.
Never a very generic. There's no real taste. Like I'm quite into my music. I've gone around the world to see certain acts at times, you know, and because they've been a bit hard to find or niche or an American act that isn't over here.
Yeah.
I've never heard Kirsty doing that, and I just cracked me up that like David Bowie, who's world renowned, you know, it's not like this is just in case you didn't know, it's just like that she's an authority on the subject matter. It's like, you know, it's got to be said, and I'm probably the person to say it. David, it wasn't in vain. Great recording artist. Just tickled me that.
I'll tell you what, one of the things, I get that. I get completely. It's like I said, if something's moved you, like the...
Ali is someone that moved me.
Yes.
Ali has. For me, Ali is probably the greatest sports star of all time. And there's been some great stars.
Especially because what he did politically as well.
Yeah.
Different level, isn't it?
Exactly, but there's been some great stars.
I'm a bad man.
Yeah, there's been some great stars, from your Michael Jordans to your I don't know why I'm going to name loads of fucking Americans here. Like,
Terry Wogan.
Terry Wogan's not a sports star.
He could have been there.
He could have been.
He's good at table tennis.
He's good at table tennis. No, but there's been some amazing sports stars. But sport is entertainment.
Did
isn't
Michael
it,
Jordan
as well?
die?
No, Michael Jordan's still alive, but there's been some great sports stars, right? Some names that have been as big as the planet and known worldwide. Some huge brands.
Babe Ruth.
Yeah, you know, your Ronaldos and your Messis, I guess now, even your Pelés and and I'm not saying these people are dead, but I'm saying huge stars and huge names. But for me, even in living, Muhammad Ali was the biggest entertainer. What was beautiful about Ali that no one else did, he was so ahead of his time in terms of his charm and his charisma and his ability to mesmerise everyone and to make people want to see his fight. And it was that whole thing, which is what Conor's done really well as well, which is not only has he gone out and done amazing things, but he's actually gone, I'm going to knock him out in the second round, and then he's gone and done it. Or he's come, he used to come out with his poetry and all this talk, and then he'd actually go out and do it. Obviously the political stuff as well. Nobody used to speak out in them days and say, I'm not going to do this, and just how he would stand there and use his profile, not just to sell a fucking another layer of football boots, not just to kind of make more money for himself, or he was actually putting himself in the fight. He actually served time, didn't he? Yeah. For what he believed, to stand up for people that weren't really getting a voice at that time.
Fucking ledge.
So he's someone that moved, isn't it? And I think we need.
Yeah, but even when he died, I didn't really feel anything. Do you know that's bad, isn't it?
Yeah, well,
I can't lie about it. I just didn't feel. No,
but we don't expect you to feel sad.
Just don't say anything.
Like basically. Probably don't say anything. Yeah, sorry. I mean, you're not expected to feel grief like you're his wife or his brother or his son or something like that. Yeah. You know, you're not going to feel it like that. But
so one thing I did actually feel.
It is nice to acknowledge people. You know.
Yeah, of course. I'm not saying don't acknowledge them, but do what you want. It's just. I mean, I did RIP.
I just met my sisters. Must have. What would hers have been? RIP Muhammad Ali, great boxer.
No, incredible pugilist.
Yeah.
The Chapecoense story actually kind of really freaked me out.
Did that move you?
Yeah, because obviously I think it's like, again, what's in your pool of influence, what affects you. Football's something I talk and think about constantly, to the point now where it's actually driving me nuts. But that story about them, everyone knows the story. It was just fucking crushing, and kind of in a year where so much of this stuff happened, it seems to be such a negative existence being a human being during the 2016 for a lot of people, not obviously pro-Trump, pro-Brexiters, but a lot of this, it seemed to be a miserable irony that it was capped off by something so crazily bad as that.
I don't know how I feel about some of those things, and I'm talking without having thought about this, right? Yeah. But when you see, I think it's nice, right, when events happen that it brings out the positive things about humanity, that everyone feels an emotion and feels sad and kind of invests in that, and it kind of makes, there's almost quite a nice good feeling that comes out of it, because people kind of bond about it, people kind of come together.
You saw that, didn't you?
But I also feel that, like, with some of these things, like when the Paris attacks and people change their avatars to this,
French flags,
and you see a lot of that stuff, and kind of sometimes I feel that people aren't, are they doing it because that's a bit of a trend or a meme or a way of showing that they're, I don't know if
I think
do you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely, I think
it's all like
right.
that is what is it? Not Je suis Charlie. What was it that? Was it?
Yeah, what's that?
Je suis Charlie.
Yeah. Hebdo.
Yeah. Like all that stuff. And
people get caught up in crazy. This is the way the human beings work. You get caught up in fads. Certain trainers become fashionable. Yeezys are the...
Sorry, that reminds me. We've got a show, because when I spoke the other week about standing in shit.
Right.
Yes. Yeah, so well, I had a chat with I'd said there was my Reebok Classics, and a couple of people were talking about it. I forget the guy's name, and he loved it. And I actually said in the comments that I'd wear them and show him. So these are they're clean. It's not about that. It's just to show him the Reebok Classics.
These are old school. I remember when I was a kid, Reebok Classics were the one. That's what you'd wear. I never did wear them because I've always been kind of an outside the box kind of guy.
Yeah.
Can't put me in the box.
No.
I eat the box. Wash it down with a hot cup of rules. Mighty Bush. But you know that trend is part of being a human being to want to latch on to the
almost like wanting to be accepted.
Yeah, it's
like people want to be liked, don't they? They want to, like at school, like these people that kind of go, you remember doing an answer, it's like, well, I think it's this, but what have you got? Oh, I'll put what you've got, because it kind of, you feel better if other people have done it, or I kind of hate that about humans.
I saw this meme where it says, when everyone was asking whether or not the answer was 16 or 17, but you wrote Moscow for the answer. Don't know what I'm talking about, obviously. It's a good meme. Check it out.
Yeah. Oh, when everyone was looking for the answer and you wrote tits. I remember that one.
Likely so.
On the quiz.
Yeah, so anyway, let's get on.
So, a strange year. See you later, 2016.
Fuck off.
Yeah, F off. I'm quite looking forward to 2017.
Yeah. What are you looking forward to?
Well, I think that this is what's interesting. Well, I'm going to... It's a really exciting year for... I'm going to have a kid.
Yes, you are.
I'm now in a new house.
Yeah.
So on personal reasons, I'm quite looking forward to that. Getting ready for all that, and moving house has been a bit of a bitch. Kind of trying to get all that through and done in time for the kids has been a bit of pressure.
Yeah.
But I'm starting the new year with my Raiders in the playoffs. Looking forward to that from an NFL point of view.
You've got foundations, right? Essentially, you've built foundations from which to now propel your life in the direction you've always dreamed it could be.
Yeah.
No?
Well, I don't know. What was that about?
Well, you've got your house, you've got your baby.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. She's not my wife.
Well, no. It just fell out. You didn't have to.
Yeah.
But this last year in 2016 has been a massive learning curve to me. I had my first real job.
When did you start here?
November 2015.
So you've had, so like a full year, really.
Yeah, first real job.
Wow.
At 35.
Okay.
So
how's it gone for you?
It's been
grade you.
Grade me.
Well, I'll grade you now.
What is
obviously, as the boss. Go on.
I am the boss.
Yeah, but this is now your live.
Okay. All right. So
assessment.
All right.
What do you call it? What do you call them things?
Yeah, like a staff appraisal.
Appraisal. Yeah.
Appraisal. So this is our appraisal.
This is it.
So I feel like I've had a good year. I've learned a lot, and this is good. What?
No, keep going.
I think I've kind of built some good foundations.
Keep going.
I've learned. I understand. I mean, I was brought in really to do something else.
Yeah.
Kind of strong-armed into doing.
Well, so we met, didn't we, at the Football Blogging Awards?
Yeah, and you. Yeah.
We did. You were drunk.
Yeah.
I interviewed you.
Yeah, I was out of my nut. Why did you give me a job?
Because there was fucking magic happened.
Did you see it?
I saw the magic.
Oh, bless you.
I saw the magic.
Bless you.
It was an amazing moment, actually. It was my favourite interview of the night. I interviewed loads of people up there.
Yeah.
And it was definitely my favourite interview. It was very electric. I think actually even in that, there was a very sexual... It went sexual for a while.
Did it?
Not between you and I. That's crazy talk. You know what I mean?
Wow.
We're not like... Well,
Could be.
I don't know.
Play your cards right.
Yeah.
Don't even have to play your cards right.
You just have to. You don't have to play cards, do you? Really? But the banter. What you were saying, it was very funny. The fighting cock guy. How many of you were down? It must have been about six.
I introduced each one and what they did for the.
That's right. Yeah, which wasn't much, but it was good. And then we kind of there like just stayed. I reached out to you a little bit afterwards, but I always saw you and just thought, yeah, he's someone that kind of has got a very. And people will probably see this about you because everyone Spurs, I hate Spurs. But then you've got your supporters as well. But I just saw you the one that kind of you liked the right things about football and morally. And although you joke about, and sometimes speak without thinking.
I mean everything I say. But
there was soul and there was talent there, and it is actually really good to see. I think you're fantastic on the screen.
I hate this stuff.
Yeah,
I really don't like being.
But I think you're great. I really do. Genuinely.
I think you're great.
No, but it's not my appraisal.
Greg's great.
Great.
Greg's great. I don't like this. Can we?
It's awkward.
Can I never have an appraisal ever? I don't. Do I need one?
You don't need an appraisal.
Tell me what I'm doing.
But your
wrong.
role's changed, hasn't it, a bit?
It has.
But that's what I always said you should do. You should definitely be in front of camera. Yeah. Front of house.
I didn't want to.
No.
Still don't.
No, but but that reluctance is part of the charm, I think.
I think it's just you've got a constant. I forget this. I don't want to talk about me. But I've had a great year and I love Ball Street deeply. That's good. And what are we moving on to next?
Well, I guess Ball Street goals for the year.
100,000 K on YouTube channel.
Yeah, I think we deserve that.
People keep saying I can't believe we only got 40,000. Fucking tell your mates.
Yeah, tell your tag a fucking mate.
Tag a mate.
We don't sit there going, oh, tag mates. We're not. It's not really us, is it, to beg for that kind of thing?
I'd beg if it got us to 100,000.
Okay, beg.
Please subscribe to the YouTube channel because it means ultimately that we're doing a good job. Don't say we, like me, Craig, Jim, and everyone else is involved in the content. A lot of hard work goes into it.
Yeah.
Just fucking subscribe is all you have to do.
I know. Tell your mates.
Tell your mates. Anybody watch the content as well, but just go around and saying, no, but if you can prove to us that you added 100 subscribers, if you can prove that somehow, document it. You got your mates saying, we can meet up. I'll take you for a pizza.
A pizza,
or risotto,
or a cheesy chip sandwich.
I'll buy you whoever it is. I'll buy you a sandwich from
there. You go.
Just choose.
But no, I think Ball Street goals. We'd love to have that kind of validation for the hard work. Because a lot of hard work goes in. As you know, though, building a YouTube channel, its consistency is a key thing. I don't think that it's always been a part of our business that we've liked to do, but we've never started with cash. Anyone that knows this will know we're not like Copper or the Fremantle channels or even Slash, or we've never been a funded channel. What we've done is we've done content when we can, but we've had to make money over here to pay for something that we all passionately believe in. So it kind of gets a bit frustrating when people are going, God, why have you got these people, and why don't you get into there? It's like we've just got fucking money, like with the BBC, and everyone pays us 70 quid a year in order to watch.
A good comparison be like you're a new rapper, and it's like saying, go and get Eminem on your album.
Yeah.
Go and get Eminem. Or go and get...
Or why don't you do a video...
With Skepta.
Well, but no, why don't you do it on a plane? Get a fucking plane video, yeah? Like where you're flying in on a private jet. That'll be good. Yeah, it would be good. Yeah. Why don't you have loads of birds on it? We just fucking pouring champagne all over yourself.
I guarantee when we get to that stage, we will have loads of birds pouring champagne all over themselves.
Definitely.
I really will make that happen.
Yeah. But yeah, we do what we can.
Do you know what we don't do, which we should? Put girls in bikinis on our thumbnails.
People would probably clip on
blow.
But again, there's lots of people that do that clickbaity stuff. There's lots of people that are paid YouTubers, like big YouTubers like KSI, have paid them a lot of money to do a video here and to do a video here and bring over that audience. We've never had that luxury.
Nah.
We do a few bits between ourselves.
So tell your mates.
Tell your mates, but that's a Ball Street goal.
Yeah.
I want these little beauties to do well in the Super Bowl.
The Raiders.
I love the Raiders.
Yeah.
I'd really like to see for you. I'd like to see Spurs
finish
above
Arsenal.
No.
Oh. What?
Now that wouldn't be right, would it, for them to finish above Arsenal? Because Arsenal always finish above you.
Yeah. What then?
I'd like to see you finish above West Ham again.
That's not. I want to finish above Arsenal.
No.
Literally the only thing.
Would that be
give up everything?
Would that be what about? Okay, right. You've got a decision.
Right,
okay,
cool.
So you're stood with a cannon.
Yeah? Right, yeah.
Big cannon.
Yep.
It's not that.
I call it the cannon sometimes.
So you're there.
Calls it cannon.
She goes,
come on.
Get the cannon out.
Get the cannon out. Let it go.
You're there with a giant cannon, and there's two boats. Yeah.
Right.
In the river.
Yeah.
And in one boat there's 100,000 subs for Ball Street, and in the other boat,
got to blow one up.
In the other boat is the league table that's got Spurs finishing above Arsenal, and you can only fire it once. Yeah. You can't choose.
Oh God! You can't ask me that.
Wait a second. You got to have more of these rules. You also can't choose to do nothing, because if you don't choose either, then both blow up, and the cheese and chip shop blows up, and Craig has to drive you everywhere.
Oh fuck that! Yeah, all right, I got you. So I can't not choose.
Yeah, so you got to choose one.
Well, I only want to finish above Arsenal on merit. I don't want this to be some sort of magical thing that means that we guarantee we get, because I can't enjoy that. So I'll take 100,000 subs.
Okay.
You don't want to get there on merit.
I want to get there on merit. I would 100,000.
Yeah, no, but both of them are on merit. Just
no, I'd
choose
take
one.
it into 100,000 on merit. Well, I've added a stipulation.
No, yeah, you can't do
Why
that.
Why are you asking me this?
Because I just want to put you on the spot.
You have. You got to remember that I've grown up and all I've wanted is for this to happen.
250,000
I've only
subs.
been here 250,000 subs. That would make my life a lot easier. You put out anything and they watch it. It's amazing.
I know.
We're not there yet.
We're not. We got 40.
40. I would still say.
Arsenal.
I'll take the 250 because
one
day we will finish above Arsenal either way.
All right.
So
okay. So
one day we might not get to 250 ever.
Okay. We might never get.
We will.
To that. We might have to switch it off before then.
Let's do it. So we got some awards, haven't we?
Hang on a minute.
Oh, have I missed something?
What I'd like to see is I'd like to see Conor McGregor and Floyd Mayweather fight it out.
Oh, no.
In the boxing ring, but
with gloves. I've been thinking about that.
Wearing light gloves.
I don't think. And I mean, people. I'm not going to go into all of this again. I just don't think McGregor's going to be able to land at all. I think his face is going to be like mush.
Do you think so?
I think so. If it was 12 rounds of twist, it'd be a bit sick for 12 rounds of 3 minutes. Maybe if you shortened it to another stipulation that would make this better.
3 5-minute rounds.
Yeah. 3 5-minute rounds and the 4 ounce mitts that you said.
4 ounce mitts, yeah.
That might be a bit better because then it would have to be a bit of a shootout.
I think it'd be. But what about as well, right? The ref, because I always think that the referee protects Floyd a little bit because that's the thing. You know, the Hatton fight. It completely was doing that.
Yeah, he did.
And I know obviously the knockout, and as it came into those last few rounds, Hatton was getting a bit reckless, and it was playing into Floyd's hands. But I all felt that the opportunity to dirty box, the opportunity to kind of be in there and kind of like work the body, and I thought that every time they got to that point, the referee was kind of splitting them up, and that really favoured Floyd.
Definitely.
But I'd like to see that fight happen.
Do you know, just as a kind of, I see the boxing purist in me, I love boxing and I can't get on with MMA as much as I try because I want to be able to talk to you about it. But it's just not for me, I don't think, which is fair enough, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
You can set my decisions.
Yeah.
All right. But I kind of don't want to see it from that perspective because I don't see it as a fair task, but I think I see it with these provisions. But as a spectacle, I couldn't not watch it. You can't not watch it. It would be one of the most interesting things.
But that's the thing. I think it would be the biggest ever pay-per-view, the biggest ever most watched fight in history.
Yeah, I think so. I think you're right. It would be up there with Rocky versus Hulk Hogan.
That's what I'm saying.
That was great. That bit.
Yeah, exactly. Who don't want to see that? We've got the answer. We've got the answer. We know how to do it. Okay, so.
So we're going to do an awards ceremony.
Stop calling it ceremony. It's not a fucking ceremony, is it?
We've got a list of categories that we've come up with, and we're going to attribute them to YouTube, basically people in the Bull Street Network and beyond in the world of YouTube. So go on, you've got the list there. How do we start?
All right. So first of all,
for 2016,
I can't read my writing that well, so there are no real rules to this. This is the Long Ball Streets Awards
2016.
So, we're going to hand out an emoji of a medal for each one of these things.
Lucky bastards.
Yeah. The ceremony is.
And if any of them want to meet up
for a pizza,
meet up. Well, a cheese sandwich.
Yeah, we'll send Craig over to pick you up. But we're going to just choose a few of these categories that we just made up in bad writing.
Yeah, go on. What's the first one?
The first one is the best moment in Ball Streets.
So I feel the urge to make something funny, say something funny, but I'm not. I'm going to say that I'd say James's reporting and the speed at which we turned around that content for his night in Marseille.
Yeah.
When he was reporting on the violence, the fan violence in the on the streets of Marseille. This was a powder keg atmosphere.
Yeah.
And
James is just like a little teddy bear.
He's the least suitable for that kind of thing.
He's the least suitable.
I'll tell you why actually beforehand, because we talked beforehand, and I was talking to James, and I was like, mate, the story out there isn't necessarily going to be England's match against Russia.
That's right. We've done the documentary, haven't we?
We had, yeah. So you've got to be on the lookout for this, and if it happens, you have to cover it. That's your job. And he was like, fair enough, but he didn't want it to.
Yeah.
James loves football. He's in love with the game.
I know.
All right. Which is
pathetic.
It is pathetic. I mean, grow up.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Little teddy bear man.
How the fuck can you get to 30 years old and still be in love with the game, James?
Yeah, James.
Yeah, grow up.
Anyway, the game.
But he's there, and what he managed to do is tell the story, the real story. He was ahead of the curve, and the press were reporting one thing: English hooligans going mental again.
And he'd actually cottoned on to the fact, hadn't he, that it wasn't actually English hooligans being pissed up dickheads.
And he got those. He recorded it. He got home. He sent the files to me. I edited it, and we got it out. And we told the story that people wanted, and that's why it did 160,000 views, 125,000 views, whatever it was. That for me was the proudest moment, because that was real journalism and real storytelling, and it showed that a company the size of Bull Street can tell the real story, and that's the thing I'm most proud of. The content we've done.
Exactly.
I love it.
I love that. Okay, that's a really good one. How about biggest villain?
So Liam.
It's got to be Liam.
Social Club, Liam.
Yeah.
Liam's a Man United fan from Northern Ireland.
I've never met Liam.
He's sound.
Is he sound?
Yeah, he's a good lad. I don't know what... I mean, I know he's opinionated. I know a lot of Scousers watch...
That's it, isn't it?
Watch it. But it's the difference between hatred and rivalry, and he's like, genuinely, like, they hate him.
Yeah.
I mean...
I don't think it's fair for anyone to get that kind
to go through it.
Well, it's just like... I don't understand how... I mean...
It's not really nice. But then the YouTube comments are the arsehole of the internet.
Yeah, they are. I mean ultimately, there's a lot of dicks in the world, right?
Yeah, a lot.
There's a lot of dicks in the world, and as well as
never get enough though.
There's lots of idiots in the world.
Yes.
And a lot of these idiots have computers and phones and the ability to comment on things, and you can't really read too much into the comments at times, can you? Because
not at all.
Sometimes people, they're doing it for attention.
I love it.
They're trolling this for attention. But he seems to get a lot and seems to be a bit of a villain.
To be fair, he's very thick-skinned and he just doesn't care. And you have to be in order to, if you put yourself on YouTube. Yeah, good on him, exactly. But I don't think, if anyone's watching this, you don't need to go in that way.
No.
By all means disagree.
Yeah.
But, saying he should die and stuff like that.
That's too much.
Although I'm fine with that. Anyone who's...
Because you're...
No, I do, not only don't care, I do care. I actually love it. I enjoy it. So that's... I mean, it's interesting, and it shows me something about the psyche of our audience.
Yeah.
I've had a fair...
True. So he's the biggest villain, although, keep going, Liam. Hardest fan channel.
Well, I'm not a fan channel, so...
No, okay. You'd be up there.
I wouldn't.
In fact, let's make it... Okay, so hardest YouTuber.
Throughout YouTube?
Yeah. Oh. So who's in there? So you've got... So Robbie's a big lad, and he's got fast hands.
I've seen him box.
He can box, can Rob.
And he's got a right hand, hasn't he?
And he's the youngest, I think, of quite a few brothers, so you know Robbie can handle himself.
Yeah.
That jab's quick as well. We've had a little spar, and it was out there. And we did the Leon McKenzie thing.
Leon McKenzie was ducking away from his right hand.
Yeah.
So, Leon McKenzie's, championship boxer.
Yeah. Nikki from West Ham Fan TV.
He's got to be able to have
all the West Ham. I mean, they're the hardest channel, aren't they?
Yeah.
They're genuine, real course.
Yeah, they're West Ham. Except when they come to Tottenham.
Yeah. True Geordie's got to be hard, and he's a big lad. Is he hard?
I think a lot. He's a big lad.
Have you seen him with your own eyes?
No, never met him. Unfortunately, I went to one day. He's. I mean, I think it's about a lot of about how hard you are. It's about your attitude and whether or not you're up for it.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of people that would melt in that situation, and violence for me has never done much.
No.
My instinct when there's violence around isn't to get involved.
Yeah. Just to run
or use my mouth to get out of it, which isn't sometimes that when I say mouth I'm not just talking.
Okay. What's the matter with you? What's the matter with you? You've got...
I don't know. Sometimes I'm worried my mum might listen.
Yeah, I know. My mum might listen. She's like, what?
I'm sorry, Mrs. Wilson.
Yeah. So
no
what is the... Okay, so who
I would
wins?
say... I don't know. I mean, Geordie, look, he's young.
I don't know.
He's like 26, 27. He's got youth.
Is he? No, he's 30, isn't he?
I don't know, actually.
I think he's 30. But I don't know, because I'm a Northerner as well, you see. And sometimes...
an enigma around them.
They do. Well, I used to play football, and but when you'd switch and you speak fast and you swear, it can sound... People think it's like, what the fuck is that? Yeah, so it can unsettle people. So I think that there's a lot of people that maybe... he seems that because when he swears, he talks differently to... People from Newcastle aren't necessarily in popular culture as much, are they? It's Geordie Shaw, Alan Shearer, and the true Geordie. It'd be some face-off, I think, between
Nicky from Arsenal Fan TV and and the True Geordie and Robbie. Maybe that Trium.
I'd like to see that as a Royal Rumble kind of event. That would be excellent.
Maybe arrange it. Enough money, make anything happen.
Yeah,
that's
let's
the
face it. If we can find a sponsor, if anyone's watching,
yeah,
let's make that happen. But who are you going to pick? We need to give a little medal to someone.
Because I know him and I'm backing him. And he doesn't support Arsenal. I'm going for Nicky from West Ham Fan TV.
All right, I'll go along with that. I won't mess with Nicky. That's for sure. Biggest disappointment. Who's had the biggest disappointment of 2016?
What in the YouTube sense?
Well,
what we're talking about?
Yeah, we are. I can think of two, and it's actually the same channel.
Both Ball Street.
Yeah, it's both of us. No, I think it's got to be right. I'm going to give this one out to Redmen TV.
Oh.
Because not only did they put in so much effort to their vlogging of the what was the European
it's against Seville Europa League
and the
final against Sevilla.
They put in so much effort.
Where is it? In Switzerland, I think.
Yeah, long road trip. They're lost.
Football is a cruel mistress.
Yeah, it is a cruel. It's the football gods. It's not a mistress. The football gods. Yeah. They're the ones. We need to start to get into them a bit more because they're listening always and they do punish you.
Maybe that could be a new angle. Something to do in the new year. Something around the football gods.
But first I think we should. First in this category are the Redmen TV for that trip to Switzerland where they didn't win. It's a long road trip that is. And second in that category is also Redmen TV.
Yeah.
For Chris Pajak.
Yeah. Bless him.
And the League Cup.
League Cup final against Man City. He was very sick, very ill.
So they got up, didn't they? It's like 5 a.m. to make the trip because obviously, like just travelling from Liverpool to London and back on Cup final day when there's loads of people doing it and coming back.
It's fine when you
travel's
feel great.
Difficult. It's fine when you do it when you feel great, and it's fine when you're just going as a fan. But when you're going as a fan that's got to make content, which means you've got to film loads of stuff, which means you've got to then edit loads of stuff, you've got to manage your storage, you've got to get the audio right. It's a big day. You've got a lot to do. So your day's got a few hours either side of it that normal fans don't have to do. So when they're having a kit, when they're relaxing, our guys are making content, right? Now imagine waking up for that day and you're just vomiting constantly throughout the night. And not only do you go all the way, you think, fuck it. They even were talking about dropping him off. But he went through it. He got all the way there.
He's a soldier.
Did it finish in normal time?
No, it didn't. Of course it didn't.
Did it finish in extra time? Nah, we're going to make you do penalties, Chris. Poor lad. And
Chris Pajak, what a legend, what a hero.
Respect. Give him a medal.
Yeah, well, we can have his little emoji.
Next one, let's do best. Who's this? Stu.
Stu. Should we get him on?
Yeah. Oh, I missed him.
No matter.
Didn't work. What meant to be? Best format throughout the fan channel.
Our fan channel.
A fan channel network.
Post-match pint, West Ham Fan TV again.
Good choice.
Works perfectly for what they're doing. Love watching it.
It's real.
It is, and you can see the frustration. It's real. It doesn't matter what they're talking about is bollocks. It isn't, but even if it was, because you can see the genuine fan there. You can see it. You can see all of us as fans of football fans have felt everything they feel, whether it's jubilation or most likely with West Ham this season, kind of heartache.
Yeah.
And some proper truth bombs get dropped in there.
They definitely do, and that's the difference between people that are making a YouTube channel around their passions. Compared to people that are making football content to appeal to a mass audience to make money. Their things come because that's what you have as a fan. You go and have a post-match pint, you talk about it, and you've been honest, and it's an exchange of opinions. I love that format. That's the format of the year.
Doing well, West Ham, aren't they?
Give him a medal.
Yeah.
Outstanding contribution.
Jack Reeve. I mean, it's hard work being a Norwich fan. Jack Reeve, if you don't know, he runs Talk Norwich City. Has to deal with the fact they're only in the Premier League every other year. Interest in everything he does dries up every time they get relegated, and it's only his professionalism, his guile to carry on and actually produce brilliant content. And the fact that, do you know what? Actually, fuck that. No, we ain't giving this to Jack. He's got enough already. He's an 18. And he's already, he's going to be fine. Yeah, he doesn't need this.
Jack is going to be fine, and as well as that, like he lost his father, didn't he, as well? I think it was last year actually, or it was the start of this year.
I've never known a more switched on young man than Jack Reeve.
He's a fine young man.
He is.
Like if I was his father, I'd be proud. That's
Massively.
what I'd say. He's a lovely lad, very talented,
funny,
honest, funny, and because we've known him a few years, you really see in him growing and becoming an adult, and I think he's going to have a great life. Love Jack.
Do you know what I love
Give
about
him a
Bull
medal.
Street?
What
I love about Bull Street is that people that actually go out and do something or have proven that they can and they do. It's that you guys, you kind of reward them with an opportunity to actually work in this field, which is such a rare thing. I think that's an amazing thing. I'm going to blow smoke up your arse now. You have created a place where people have actually applied something and are passionate about something and work hard enough to get something out each week or each day or whatever it might be. And it's such a rare thing for an organisation to give us that opportunity.
I mean, look, no. We don't give that opportunity. People are already taking that opportunity before we meet them. People are doing that themselves. So we haven't enabled any of them to do anything. You were already doing the fighting court.
That one I live in.
No, but you were building leverage. You were building a body of work. You were demonstrating that you're a leader and a pioneer, because not every fan, there's a lot of people that sit there and go, I wish I had a YouTube of 200,000, I wish I had a Facebook page of that, I wish I had a big Twitter account, I wish I had a podcast that fucking was got 40,000-50,000 downloads a week, but they then go on and sit there and kind of like play, I don't know, FIFA, Call of Duty all day or whatever, whereas you built that, and Robbie at Arsenal Fan TV's built that, Paul, Redman, Jack, all these guys have built that. So we don't do anything to let you do it. What we've been lucky enough throughout this journey is to very organically get to know a bunch of people that were actually kind of cool. And what we've started to do is that community, we've just started to try and wrap it together. And I guess this is what the Ball Street mission is, and this is what 2017 is hopefully going to be about. And now it sounds like we meant to talk about this, but we didn't.
No.
It's what we're essentially doing is we're making a sports media company out of passionate fans that have got genuine audiences. What's what we're doing? We're taking bedroom businesses, passionate fans, and we're helping turn them into a fucking media company. And together with the skills, together with the audiences, we can build something that represents and provides a genuine fan view, and actually tries to make football fair for fans and brands, rather than what you often get, which is things that actually exploit fans, people that actually exploit brands by kind of advertisements that are intrusive, like things that are kind of, I don't know, let's not get totally into it, let's not make it about us, but yeah, we haven't done that, mate. We're just a part of a beautiful community that's going to go on and do even better things. Most sexually obsessed, Flav, give him a medal. The biggest argument that will never ever be settled.
What do you mean? Arsenal
Fan TV.
No, Arsenal Fan TV.
Is Arsenal Fan TV evil or not? It's like,
is it good or bad?
Yeah, the amount of different opinions on that.
I don't want to talk about that.
Right, I think that's kind of it. There's some other stuff, but I can't read them.
And I'm tired.
Best client, Iceland.
Oh yeah, the Iceland.
Iceland for backing us and allowing us to do stuff, and that won 7 different awards.
7 awards, bitch.
That was beautiful too.
Amazing work.
So yeah, mate, is that it?
That's it for the year. We've done it.
We've done the year.
Do you know we've done 37 episodes of the podcast?
That's great.
Have you enjoyed yourself?
I have.
Your face doesn't look like you have.
Well, no, I've been thinking about what happens next year, because we want to start to do some different content for the trade. I'm not sure I can do both.
What the fuck? What do you mean?
I don't know.
You ain't. Nah.
I think we might have to change it up.
I think you might have to think about what it is that's important to you.
I know.
Got some big decisions, Matthew, to make.
Yeah, I know. But no, mate, it's been a lot of fun. Thanks to everyone whose ears we've come in. Thanks everyone whose face we've come over. Thanks, Craig.
Yeah, thanks for downloading. Yeah, thanks, Craig, for sitting there, because he might not even listen to his podcast if he had the choice.
No, he wouldn't.
Doesn't have the choice.
He wouldn't.
Just sitting there thinking about everything.
He's got earphones on, and earphones. He's just listening to Lighthouse Family.
The worst fucking tasting music on earth.
Is that right?
Absolutely. Thank you so much, everyone, for downloading 2016. Remember, lots of what you do and lots of what we've done, you can listen to and listen back. Plenty of interviews with professional footballers, ex-professional footballers, interesting people. Michael Venom Page, Leon McKenzie.
Best guess, we never did that. Best pod?
Best pod, Ian Wright. Ian Wright, hands down.
Okay.
And Michael Venner-Page, hands down.
That's good. MVP.
Yeah, it's all good. So, thanks for downloading. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next year. Or it'll be next week.
See you at the far post.
See you at the far post.
Latest potatoes.
Boom.